Hello, friends. Welcome to Pro Wrestling Throwdown for the week of March 20th, 2022. I'm Caleb Black. This is Luke the Big Dog Williams, along with our in-studio producer, the mighty Max Fury. Luke, how's your Sunday?
Day after Saturday.
True. Max,
Wrestling day.
how's your Sunday?
Don't tell me my business, Caleb.
Well, I was asking your business, but...
Oh, I'm sorry. I heard you wrong. I'm doing good.
Sir, use your fucking inside voice when you speak to me.
He was talking to me. He was just looking at you.
It's not my fault.
Now I'm talking and looking at you.
All right. Well, we have a lot to go into today. We're going to be talking about the Cody Rhodes news that dropped. Going to be covering what's going on the road to WrestleMania. Impact had a great big house we just talked about. And, of course, we'll get this part out of the way right here at the beginning, and we're going to double back to it later on in the show. Last week, we covered live that Scott Hall had been hospitalized after suffering several heart attacks during a hip replacement, hip surgery, and that he was in critical condition. The following day, he was taken off of life support and passed away into the night. So Scott Hall is no longer with us. Like I said, we're going to do a whole tribute piece about him. We just want to get that news out of the way.
Yes.
But we are going to talk Scott Hall. We absolutely, that's going to be a paramount part of the episode today. So stay tuned. But as we get into this week's portion of professional wrestling, let's talk about that Pat McAfee.
Would you like a portion?
Please, sir.
That's a pickup line in England. Would you like a portion?
I want the whole fucking thing. No.
Get up in them guts.
Get up in Oh, man. If you guys only knew all of the nonsensical shit that happens before we get to this
y'all could have just listened 10 minutes ago.
You guys would stop watching. Hold on, I'm taking this hoodie off.
Either they'd stop watching or they'd invite their friends. Either way.
I mean,
Look, he's getting naked.
Tuesday night for me. So
we need views. Let's start taking off clothes.
I mean, when in Rome, do as.
It'd be like the first time he did it for views.
We're supposed to tell anybody about that. Check out my
White Buffalo.
No. All right, so where to start? Pat McAfee cut a killer promo on SmackDown Friday night.
Pat McAfee is the epitome of everything you would want in a commentator who can actually handle his own.
Yes. Basically, starts his promo, starts talking about how, what up, Yanni? Welcome
Yanni,
to the show,
what's happening,
bro? Starts out his promo with, how he discovered the WWE as a young man, flipping through the channels, found Raw on USA Network. Talked about how all hell broke loose, how he decided that's what he was going to do, but his other careers got in the way, and now he's finally here. Gets cut off by Austin Theory. Pat McAfee goes on to say that if he doesn't apologize to Austin Theory for putting hands on him last week, that he would lose his job as a commentator. So he starts out teasing the apology. Pauses, walks away, comes back to it, and then just starts reaming Austin Theory. I'm sorry, I beat your ass last week.
I'm sorry your parents
raised such a douchebag. And then the final line was, I'm sorry, you're such a punk bitch.
Yeah.
Which Theory gets the selfie, shoves him, powders out. Great promo, great intensity for Pat McAfee.
It is single-handedly selling the SmackDown Mania side to me.
Yeah, for sure. RK, bruh.
For those of you who don't know, for some reason, Max Fury, who is in the
Tell me.
The group here, is our executive producer. So if you get out of hand in chat, that's who you'll have to deal with.
That's right. Or because I'm sober today, we'll see how handily you fucking douchebags get ran.
might hunt you down and give me an RKO. You never know.
Might hunt you down and put my foot in your butt.
Which is the least of the things that he usually puts in people's butts. So we're good.
Tuesday night.
It's Sunday. You know what that means.
I'm gonna get myself in trouble today.
Yes.
All right. So, where else were we?
Well, we did the Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
How about we talk about the fact that Roman Reigns is still your Universal Champion.
Still reigning and defending for what?
Over 500 and some odd days.
Yeah, for another 3 weeks at least.
And
close to Mania,
beyond. And beyond.
Getting real close to Mania.
Roman's not going to drop that title.
Getting real close to you having a punishment this year, I think.
I'm 3 points ahead, just so y'all know.
Well,
and I won last year 2 points behind, so that's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying.
So anyway, speaking of WWE news, it has been confirmed by multiple sources, not the WWE, has not confirmed, of course. Cody Rhodes has officially
signed on the dotted line.
10 to 14 days ago.
He is WWE bound.
So we're going to get probably Seth Rollins versus Stardust at WrestleMania.
No, it's not going to be Stardust.
You don't think so?
No, it'll be.
Don't think he's got the cosmic key?
Wouldn't that be a fucking rib? Mania night comes out, Seth Rollins puts out this open challenge on Raw. Anybody fucking blah, blah, blah thinks they can take me on. I'll meet you in the ring at WrestleMania. It ends up being fucking Stardust.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I would hate. I don't know if I'd hate it or I think I might like it.
It would be hilarious because you would think, welcome back, Cody.
Yeah, right.
Good to see you, kid.
We're literally
here's your Stardust
We're literally
outfit.
going to strap the rocket to you.
We're gonna strap this rocket to you, and we're gonna send you all the way to the mid card because that's where you're going in WWE.
The old internet here is telling me that Roman Reigns is at 567 days and counting.
567 days.
That's longer than most marriages.
Longer than
One or two of yours.
That's more than That's more than the life expectancy they gave me when I got married the first time, or her life expectancy.
Whichever way it was landing.
But yeah, Cody Rhodes has basically made his way to the promised land like Moses, and then wasn't allowed in.
So this is what is going to be interesting, or at least like what I think is a benefit to Cody going to the WWE is that we're going to get a fresh face in the mix who's established.
Yeah.
Who's going to offer some difference in matches. Keep in mind, we always talk about how we always see the same thing on WWE TV every week. It's going to be different.
Well, imagine this, if you will.
If you will.
Imagine the internet didn't exist.
What's the reason for Seth and Cody then?
It's attractive.
It'll be
attractive.
It'll be an introductory match for Cody to reintegrate to the WWE audience against a
hello, baby.
Hello, darling. Against an established hand at the WWE.
Not only that, but you look at the gimmick that Cody Rhodes used as a throne breaker.
Yeah.
And shit like that. Then you've got the Kingslayer.
Yeah.
Who better to put Cody Rhodes against than Seth Rollins?
Right.
Coming first?
Especially, you could really draw the whole Seth Rollins was Triple H's handpicked guy. Cody insulted Triple H when he was over there.
Yep.
You could do some really genuinely good story with it, provided, the WWE writers do that.
Right.
Is yet to be seen. But the appeal of it is that he's an established AEW hand. Most people in AEW really started to get rubbed the wrong way by Cody.
It wasn't Cody that they were rubbed the wrong way about. It was Brandy
quite a bit
that caused most of the hubbub. His
but
wife.
There are also contradictory reports coming from the workers themselves when they talk about actually Cody was loved in the back. It was more of an office thing, I think. Cody also...
When Tony Khan took the power from the executive vice presidents for the direction change of AEW, that's where a lot of the problems lie.
Well, and you have to keep in mind, too, he was the only EVP. Hello, darling.
Hello, baby.
The only EVP that wasn't actively participating every single week. He had his reality show. He had the game show. He had all these other obligations.
Movies.
He was off AEW pretty consistently. So it's like you've got 4 EVPs that you signed to be the backbone of your company. You strapped the company to Omega when you put the belt on him.
Yeah.
You strapped the company to the Bucks whenever you featured them as the head tag team. Cody Rhodes was supposed to be the guy who filled in the blanks, and he just wasn't there.
Cody Rhodes was also the guy that everybody talks about, the ego and everything. The man never held the AEW World Champion the entire time he was there, and he was one of the guys that ran it.
And he consistently elevated younger talent, put over young talent all the time, or at least got them over in various ways.
Well, I mean, on his way out the door, he had one of the best ladder matches in recent memory against Sammy Guevara.
Put the belt on. So it's like you can say he has an ego, and you know what?
He also set himself on fire, you heartless bastards.
Let's get another point across, too. Even if he does have an ego, people forget that the Cody Rhodes promo when he talked about how he carried the revolution on his back, how he's the one who initiated all the change in wrestling, that's all true. Cody was the one who decided to do All In. Cody was the one who got the other who got Ring of Honor to participate.
If Cody's last name wasn't Rhodes, no one would have took him seriously.
No, but he didn't even coast on the fact that his last name was Rhodes.
I don't disagree with you. Seems like the fans keep hating him. Well, here's the thing with that. It's the John Cena mentality.
Yeah.
The crowd's going to boo who the company wants as their front guy.
Right.
Cody Rhodes was the head guy. He was the Triple H of AEW.
Yeah.
Not the burying part, but
Right.
he was the face. And with him being the face, just like John, well, we want you to push John Moxley. So why is Cody Rhodes
right
doing this and you've got these guys on the back burner? What you don't understand is that You have to.
Yeah.
In the beginning of a company, you want to take as many names that people are familiar with and throw them on your roster. All this Tony Khan signing too many people and stuff, well, he proved why he was doing that when he bought ROH.
Well, and the other argument, too, is that, and we've said this before, but I'll go ahead and reiterate it. Yeah, AEW is full of former WWE superstars. That's the only other place.
Where else are they going to go?
That was the only other place. That would be like people saying that Larry Bird shouldn't have played in the NBA just because he played for the ABA.
Right.
That's a ridiculous argument to make. We don't need Hulk Hogan from the AWA. We need somebody else.
Yeah.
No, go fuck yourself.
No.
The WWE was the only American game in town forever. I mean, yeah, you can argue whether it was NJPW. How many casual American wrestling fans who were watching wrestling from the 90s up that weren't tape traders? What's up, Johnny? We're watching NJPW, AJPW, Noah. Fucking nobody. There was a small niche audience that was doing it, just like the small niche audience that carried over from Mexico or all of the various other
tape traders.
So it's like, to a casual 10-year-old fan who's flipping through the channels right now, who was watching the WWE when they were 5, has been watching since they were a kid.
Yeah.
Now they're in a teenage year. Yeah, they tune into AEW, but they see names they recognize. And they see new names. That's how you take a star and use that star to build more stars. Kind of like how the WWE took all of the talent from everywhere in the early days of the WWE.
Kind of like how Cody Rhodes single-handedly put over Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara,
Jungle Boy,
Brody Lee.
I mean,
he put them all over coming in. They're all like, "Oh, you're new to the company. You have to wrestle Cody Rhodes," and it was a joke and this, that, and the other. Cody Rhodes is the measuring stick of AEW.
Yeah, it was. He's not there.
He's the Sean Waltman of the 90s WWE. If you can't have a match with Cody Rhodes, you can't have a match.
And look at all the other names that debuted against him. MJF broke out and had his debut feud against him.
Yep.
Sean Spears.
Yep.
Aleister Black upon his debut. Fuck, the Butcher and the Blade attacked Cody their first day.
Yep.
So it's like, yeah, we get it. You guys, it's too much Cody. Fuck you. Number one.
Here's the deal. I didn't get enough Cody because I didn't get
a Cody Rhodes.
Cody versus Sting or Cody versus. We did get Lance Archer for a tiny, tiny bit. Yeah. Which they
Lance Archer,
another
name that came in.
But you see what I'm saying? Like it's.
You know what we did? You know what match we never got one-on-one? Cody and Mox.
I was thinking Cody and Punk.
Also true. None of those happened.
And here's the deal. All these people are
Cody and Bryan.
Are shocked that Cody would leave, and in a sense,
sure,
it is kind of surprising because if Cody Rhodes was the big-headed ego guy that you think he wouldn't have wrestled Punk on pay-per-view before he left?
Well, and okay, so the other reports too are like, he wanted more money, and Tony Khan wasn't willing to shill it out. That's a business thing. If Cody says, "Hey, this is the amount of time I put in. This is what I was making. This is what I want to make now." And Tony Khan says, well, this is what the company's prepared to pay you, and it doesn't match what Cody can pay. He's a contractor.
Yeah.
He can go to another company where they're willing to pay him what he wants.
And here's the deal. He's a Rhodes.
That is literally how the business was built during the territories. You made X amount of dollars in Florida, and then when your contract was up, you went to one of the other territories that was willing to pay you more.
Yeah. It's a pay scale.
Yeah.
It's a ladder that you climb. Now, with that being said, with the Cody Rhodes thing, there is a lot of interest drawn to the fact that everybody says it's going to be Mania. I think they might wait till the Raw after Mania.
I don't think so. I think that the WWE needs another attraction match to replace. Remember, the original plan was Seth and Shane. Yeah. They need another attraction. They need something different.
Well, because one of the original plans also was Michaels and AJ, and that's not happening.
Right. So you've got Cody now. He's the unfortunate thing is he didn't debut 3 weeks ago when the story was still super, super hot.
Super hot, yeah.
But either way, you're going to get a completely fresh matchup with a completely fresh face to the WWE audience. They haven't seen this version of Cody. Cody's been out of the WWE since
not to mention everybody's
2016.
Yeah, not to mention everybody's talking about that him coming back and killing all the heat that he has at the time. What you got to understand is Drew McIntyre did the exact same thing.
And Cody, when he left the WWE, did the exact same thing. Not only did he go to Impact and elevate Impact and Ring of Honor and elevate Ring of Honor, he carried a new company to its fucking forefront on a completely different network.
And wasn't a blow up, wasn't nothing. His contract expired.
Yeah.
He was like, "Hey, I know my contract expired. I'm not re-signing, but I'll stay long enough to drop the belt to Sammy."
Well, even then, it comes down to, hey, I want to make. He was making what, I think $3 million a year,
something like that.
So he wanted to make $5 million. We'll just pretend that that's the arbitrary number. So another 3-year deal for $5 million more, or for $5 million.
Also, with the AEW deal, and like you were talking about, the show on TBS and this, that, and the other, Cody Rhodes has now opened up his own production company.
Mm-hmm.
He used AEW as a stepping stone to be able to open up those doors for himself.
Yeah.
Now that he has, where are you going to make the most money, Caleb?
Well, the WWE.
Exactly.
It's also no secret that Cody's had aspirations to be a part of Hollywood for a long time. What media company has more connections for wrestlers to get into Hollywood than the WWE? None.
No.
Zero. WWE wrestlers can get parts on television. They've been getting parts on. Smallville was chock full of WWE superstars every season.
Yeah.
Chock full. And they were using main stars.
The Arrowverse and everything as well.
So it's like, Cody took an opportunity, and I'm excited to see what they do with it. The rumor that came out before was that he's going to have some creative control. Hopefully, it's not. I hope that like someone goes over his promos with him, so he's not just out fighting racism all the time.
I also heard that I got a story for that, but I also heard what did you just mention? It totally escaped me.
Creative control when it comes to promos.
Yes. Also, it is being believed that he will start with the Raw roster following the debut, so he's not going to SmackDown.
No.
So we don't have a Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes thing.
Not yet.
Not anytime soon.
Right.
Anytime
We
soon.
got plenty of work for Cody to do on Raw right now.
Speaking of AEW and their dealings,
Yes.
Caleb,
Yes.
you finally got what you've been wanting. FTR will wrestle the Briscoes at the Supercard of Honor on April 1st.
On pay-per-view, FTR and the Briscoes.
Basically, TNT didn't want anything to do with the Briscoes, so Tony Khan was like, I'll just buy a different company and do it there.
You know, the irony of that is, what if that was one of his primary motivators?
It's probably a big middle finger.
Like, I wasn't going to buy Ring of Honor, but this is the only way I can get the Briscoes and FTR on pay-per-view because Turner won't let us do it.
However it has to be done, we're going to get to see it.
That's what matters. So excited. Finally, the build-up for this tag team match has been one of the most real, one of the most, invasive, where it feels like it's two genuine badass tag teams who want to get a piece of each other. The parallels between the teams is what I love. You've got FTR, who is a clean, polished 1980s Southern style, hard-hitting professional wrestling tag team.
And then you have the Briscoes.
Who are two wild fucking
savages.
Animals.
They're savages.
Back in 85, this would have been the tag team feud of the century.
Oh yeah. It would have been as big as the Midnight in the Rock and Roll.
So if you're not excited about it, you should be.
You should be.
It's gonna be just the good.
Speaking of TNT, oh shit.
Joe Smith the Don. You know what? That's what you get. No one can see your message now, Joe. Ha ha!
Aww.
Oh no.
Guess who's back, motherfucker?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Back again.
Speaking of TNT not wanting things on their network, did you hear about the David Arquette interview?
No.
David Arquette cut an interview with some wrestling mag. He was like, I tried to reach out to AEW before the Scream movie came out. He said, I thought that we could do a cross promotion.
Yeah,
I could do
great
the Scream
marketing
movie
opportunity.
and wrestle. And the idea was getting steam.
Yeah.
And once it got to a certain point, TNT looked at Tony Khan and was like, David Arquette will absolutely not be on any one of our broadcast stations because when he was champion in WCW, our ratings tanked.
That's true.
Now, here's the thing. David Arquette comes back and he says, do they not realize that this is scripted?
Yeah.
It's not my fault that the ratings fell.
This is a TV show.
It's like, hey, WCW was in the shit box for 3 years before I come in. It wasn't my fault.
Somebody wrote that.
What's that?
No, that somebody wrote.
Oh yeah, somebody wrote that for me. I'm not that equipped.
I mean, it's a mismarketing opportunity. People know who David Arquette is. People know that he was involved in the wrestling business 20 years ago. That's the weird thing. Turner's never been this present as far as what the wrestling promotion that they like. Could you imagine if they'd have paid attention at all during WCW? When instead they were just like the bad word of the Turner Network that made hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Now they're like, no, you can't debut this guy then. You can't have these guys at all. You can't book this talent. if you're going to do a surprise, we want you to promote it. Like, they're being hands-on, and I appreciate that. But also, there's a fine line between, like, let us book our wrestling. You do the network thing, and we'll meet in the middle.
Right.
But it feels like Turner's kind of leaning on them, which, again, probably having learned from their mistakes of not having been more present from WCW, not to mention its entire new class of executives, because, again, WCW was 20 years ago. Actually, longer than that.
Yeah, been a long time.
We're old.
Yeah, it was actually, up for sale and bought in 2001.
Yeah.
So, it's 20.
For the paltry sum of $2 million.
To which Tony Khan paid $40 million.
Okay. That's the rumored amount.
He paid more than Vince did. He did.
Well, Vince wasn't even really like.
Well, the company was only worth $2 million back then.
So you got
after
I
fucking
understand
Bischoff.
I understand they're wanting to acquire the library. I can understand them wanting to acquire the licensing for Ring of Honor. Especially if they go into business with the Turner
intellectual
merger.
Property. Yeah.
With the Turner merger, that's more content they can provide for the streaming service with Discovery or whatever avenue they decide to take. I get like the fiscal aspect of having it, but you paid for the library. That's what you paid for. You didn't pay for an entire talent roster, considering Ring of Honor liquidated most of its talent contracts. You didn't pay for the active roster of champions because, once again, those contracts have been liquidated.
Right.
You paid for the library and for you to promote their potential last pay-per-view, as well as the Ring of Honor induction for the Hall of Fame, which, in an unironic set of circumstances, happened to be everybody that works for you now.
Yeah.
So you paid all that money to get some DVDs and to throw yourself a party.
Pretty much.
That's all. Hey, if I had $40 million to throw around like that, I'd have done it too.
Well, and here's the deal: that $40 million is going to make you $240 million. So it doesn't really matter.
Oh yeah, you're right.
With the HBO Max deal they've been talking about.
While we're talking about AEW, let's talk about the fact that we have a new AEW Women's Champion.
Yes.
Thunder Rosa defeated the Dr. Britt Baker in a stellar cage match.
Making her the first woman to hold the NWA Women's title. And the AEW Women's title.
Hey.
I am a big fan of Thunder Rosa. On my private YouTube, I follow her vlogs. Yeah. She is the story that was told about her and the 10-year-old little girl.
Yeah.
She's at an autograph signing. The 10-year-old comes up painted like her. And it's like, when I grow up, I want to.
Y'all's moms need to come and take your phones.
That is Coletta's cousin.
No, well, hi, Elizabeth. My mom's dead. How does that make you feel? I'm just teasing.
No, she is dead, but that's not what we're teasing about. Where was I going with that?
I don't know.
God damn it. Even the producer don't know where I was at.
Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa, that's right. The kid, 10-year-old kid comes up and says, "You're my main reason for watching wrestling. I want to be just like you."
Yeah.
I'm going to be a wrestler. Thunder Rosa's like, "Really?" She said, "Come around the corner here." And she takes out a Polaroid camera. And she takes a picture of the two of them together and she hands a crayon to the little girl and says,
"It's what I do.
Sign your name across the bottom." And when she did, she said, "The only reason I wanted you to do that is when you're famous and a world's champion, I have your first autograph."
Oh, that's awesome.
That is a cool way to do things.
That's
you don't have to be dicks to your fans. I know it's fun and it's hilarious to watch the MJF cut down videos on YouTube. They're great. Especially that one wedding cameo he did.
Oh, yeah.
She can't be with me, so I guess she can be with you kind of thing.
Must be nice to marry second best.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he turns it to Wardlow, and Wardlow's like, "I don't know what you want me to say." And he's like, "That's because you're stupid." Fantastic. MJF.
Best man on the stick in the
business. MJF never joins the E, it'll be a shame.
Or will it?
I think it will.
Now, hold on. Hear me out on that regard. MJF is worth so much.
Kids don't smoke. It's bad for you.
MJF is worth so much more when he's allowed to say whatever it is he wants to say.
Yes.
Without the canvassing that the WWE would provide, is MJF as valuable.
But by the time MJF gets to the E, Vince McMahon's already going to be out. It's going to be somebody else.
I don't know, man. Vince is going to live.
That's when you sign that shit with that creative control.
That's true.
That's why that's an option.
Yeah,
as a matter of
Piper
fact,
doesn't do the job in Portland.
Big Kev And Scott
Big cow.
helped
Cow's
with that creative
Damn
control
right
clause.
they did. Which we're going to
Hogan
get into
as
here
well.
momentarily. All right, so we covered some of SmackDown. We've covered some of the.
Would you
news
like
on
me
the
to
road
cover some Raw?
WrestleMania.
Would you like me
Absolutely,
to cover
yes.
some Raw?
Max,
Hang on. Because actually it works just fine if we're going into Raw. Which actually, real quick, I want to let everyone know that we don't get to follow a whole lot of the indie scenes
we do
around
not,
here.
unfortunately.
Or especially further out, we don't get to travel. So if you have indie news that you could help us get some more information out,
Oh, yeah, please.
let us know. Leave some comments and
Yeah.
stuff. Check us out. Talk to us on Facebook, all that jazz. But what I want to lead into is we were talking about first a little bit ago and going into
I
Raw.
love jazz hands.
Randy Orton
Randall
will be the
Keith
first wrestler to walk into WrestleMania as a tag team champion, a WWE champion,
and then
a
Continental
world
champion.
heavyweight champion, an intercontinental champion, and a United States champion.
As well as the 2 tag titles. That is correct. I seen that on the news the other
So
day.
he can officially.
And that come via the WWE. That is a WWE
yes,
fact.
yes.
Andy was a Royal Rumble. I think the only thing he's not done is what, King of the Ring?
Yep, that'd be the only thing he hasn't won.
Well, there's your
Won a
winner.
Rumble.
Yeah.
There's your winner for next year.
He won a chamber, didn't he?
Yeah.
If not,
wait
he's
a minute.
participated in one.
He's been in several chambers. I can't say for a fact. that he's
Punjabi
ever
prison.
won. Yeah, he did have the Punjabi prison against. You're on fire. You're killing it.
He's going to be the Human Torch for it's over with. That's it. You
No.
want the views?
Not in my share, you're not.
We're going to set Max on fire. Everybody hit the
That's-
like button.
That's not true. We're not doing that. We don't endorse that. We don't accept it. It's everything he just said he no longer believes.
If you have ideas, you can send them to
No, actually can't. Don't do that either. Text him at 6
You can tell he's sober this week because if he was like he was last week, he'd have been like, "Yeah, set him on fire."
Caleb's not drinking.
Take him outside of the studio before you set him on fire.
Actually, just don't set him on fire at all. We need him.
That's true. Max is usually the one that sets him on fire. Randy won in 2014.
What, Chamber? Or
Yes.
the Rumble?
He's won the Rumble twice.
Yes, but I'm talking this specifically. Okay, thank you very much, Yanni. See?
Oh, well, thank
Yanni
you.
knows how to do his
Yeah,
research.
Thank you, Yannick. Appreciate it.
Well, I didn't know that question was going to come up.
Always be prepared. It's a pop quiz.
That's a Randy Orton fact he didn't know. We should take a screenshot.
I'm telling your mother. I'd tell mine, but
She's
dead.
dead, Liz. No, terrible.
Okay, of all the things that I'm going to hell for, that was really low on the list.
I mean, it's still
Yeah.
going to get him there. Don't get me wrong. You know that thing they say about good deeds and bad deeds and outweighing? Yeah, it's bullshit
Yeah,
with
yeah.
this guy.
Joel Gertner's going to be waiting for me. Well,
Caleb
well.
Bulletproof Black. That's what we're going to call you from now.
That's right,
That's
baby.
your new nickname.
Nothing going to kill me except my wife.
We have retired shithead and went with
That's right.
Bulletproof.
Bulletproof. All right, so you were going to talk about Monday Night Raw. weren't
Yes,
you?
I was. Are you ready?
I am. Lay it on me.
It started.
God damn you.
It got boring.
Clearly.
Randy Orton come on screen. I cheered a little bit
Yeah.
because I still don't think they're using him correctly. I cheered a little bit. I was happy. His stuff got ended, and then it ended.
To be clear, the WWE isn't using Randy Orton. Randy Orton is using the WWE.
Okay, hold on. Let's
A lit match.
let's double back to that. Why do you think they're not using him correctly, and what would you do differently with him?
I'd had him turn on Riddle.
Already?
No, they got to get a run out of this first.
Nope.
He's.
Nope.
I
had him turn on
really
Riddle.
do believe all this about him having the best time of his life.
I don't doubt it at all.
I don't
He doesn't
doubt
have
it
to
at all.
drive.
But
He
think
gets to
about
smoke all
it.
he wants.
Out of every member on the Raw roster, not the WWE
Sure.
roster, the Raw roster, who better to wrestle Randy Orton in a singles promo than Matt Riddle?
I think it's coming.
I also
Everybody on the Raw roster, I can think of one name that absolutely should be wrestling him at this stage in their career.
But
and I
the
hate the fact they
longer
haven't
you
done it.
draw out the
Who's
tag
that?
team,
Shelton Benjamin.
the better the turn is going to be.
Shelton Benjamin is the last.
agreed, but the RK Bro team is so two-dimensional.
Yeah, you're not going to
really
get much
is.
more out of it than you already.
There's
are.
not a lot
That's
you can
fair.
get out. Hit it while it's extremely popular, because when you do that, actually, let me rephrase it. You don't have Orton turn on Riddle. You have Riddle turn on Orton. and do the serious thing. He's been a goof for so long. You don't take me seriously. You laugh at me. I tried to make things fun. You didn't want it.
Do
So
you
now,
want heel Riddle against
here we go.
babyface?
Yes,
Randy
I
Orton?
do. Yes,
That's
because you can
interesting.
always do the switch later. If you do the switch later, then you have heel Orton like you would normally have, and good guy Riddle.
That's an
You do
interesting
the
perspective.
switch.
I don't hate it.
Because once he wrestles Orton, Matt Riddle's career is going to be solid.
Yeah, you're right.
And he'll be a guy that you could move from Raw then to SmackDown and have him challenge for a heavyweight title because he's had a program with one of the greatest of all time.
That's not the worst argument.
It's not a bad idea.
No, it's not.
I do understand why they didn't. They're selling T-shirts and they're selling merchandise.
They're killing it right now.
And it is the most entertaining thing on Raw, especially now after we did we get to report about Big E last week?
What a dumb idea, Killian Dane.
Killian Dane again,
Joe
man.
Smith. Come on.
You
man.
could have at least went with Outback Jack.
Riddle turn would put asses in seats, says Yanni. Oh no, shit! I didn't want to hide it.
That's okay. We didn't hide his, but Yanni says Riddle's turn would put asses in seats.
Correct.
Every other seat.
Yeah.
It's not going to go off there. Just go ahead and leave that on there. It just tells you can view the message.
Sorry, Yanni, I made a mistake. I was too busy plotting how I'm going to fuck Joe Smith, the Don's mom.
You don't want to fuck somebody who looks like that. Why would you lower yourself to
I'll
that?
take one for the team.
Max and or like
I sure hope that's like not one of my really good friends. Just fucking with us. I mean, I'd be fine if it was.
It's got to be somebody we know.
I certainly hope it is.
I mean, who else would be intelligent enough to try to banter with Killian Dane? Let's be real here.
I think it's Coach.
Fuck Coach.
I think it's Coach.
Well, if it is, your soon-to-be wife is ashamed of you.
What a dumb idea. Who else would
fucking
have
with
referenced Killian Dane, though? It's good.
It's the long hair and the beard. They could have called me one of the fucking Viking Raiders. Would have been more acceptable.
True. But you do look an awful lot like Killian Dane.
Not weight-wise anymore.
No, I'm talking facially.
Dwarfs me. My facial?
What with the beard and the hair and the goofy expression on your face?
I'm still thinking Robbie. I'm Robbie.
I'm Rory.
I'm Robbie.
Remember when they got
I
fired?
go to TNA and watch TV and get fired.
One of my absolute favorite on WrestleMania weekend, no less.
Yeah.
Showed up on another wrestling company's television. You fucking idiots. He does, to be fair. I agree. Yeah, see, you do. You look like Killian Dane. So I think back to the Randy Orton conversation. Randy Orton and Shelton Benjamin should be in a program. They're the last two members of the original OVW Super Camp, with the exception of Lesnar, but he's in top.
Lesnar's.
They haven't
station.
had a series of matches together since 2005. So now, at the senior stage in their careers, that's something that should be paid attention to. Obviously, Shelton's never going to get the fucking laurels he deserves there.
No.
But that's a program that I personally.
But that's okay because that's not what Shelton cares about.
No.
If Shelton cared about,
let's be clear, Shelton Benjamin's there for the fucking paycheck.
Yeah.
You know they got to.
If he cared about wrestling, he would have stayed in Ring of Honor. He's trying to make a living in the twilight of his career.
Yeah.
Need to
There's nothing wrong with that.
And AJ Styles.
Perfect.
Dude, I'd be down for some Shelton.
Shelton and AJ. Shelton again.
Shit, AJ, give me some more AJ and Styles. They were good together.
AJ is Styles.
Or AJ and Orton, sorry. I was thinking about Joe Don's mom. I'm sorry. No, but Orton and Styles still had a lot more wiggle room you could get
Agreed.
out of that.
Well, I mean, really, you could pair Orton with just about fucking anything.
I mean, we're getting the AJ face turn with Edge.
Who's somebody in the WWE you don't want to see Randy Orton have a program with? That you could not be invested or interested whatsoever.
Bobby Lashley.
Good one.
I've had enough of Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
We've already got McIntyre and Orton.
Yeah.
That's out of the way.
Edge and Orton's out of the way.
Edge and Orton's out of the way. AJ and Randy's out of the way.
Who I wouldn't want to see at this stage.
Who like if the Monday night after Raw, Randy Orton's breaking into a brand new program, who would be the person that it would occur in the ring and you would just be like, I have zero fucking interest
Seth
in
Rollins.
watching this at all. Seth and Randy again? I can see that.
Because it went for almost a year, the last Alexa Bliss.
I'd watch Randy Orton wrestle Alexa Bliss. But
I'd wrestle Alexa
purely
Bliss.
for my own reasons.
Yeah.
I'm
Put
not
that on
sure
a bucket
one would
list.
Be TV
Raw or
appropriate,
SmackDown, by the way.
Well, his wife got upset with her last time.
Yes, she did. Yeah, she
over the
straddled
Bray
him.
Wyatt
Yeah.
thing, and Randy Orton's wife was pissed.
Yeah.
But of course, Randy took that with a grain of salt because, it happened and there's nothing that could be done about it.
I don't think I'd be interested in a Randy Orton-Roman Reigns feud.
No. Reason I say no is because I just don't think there would be enough emphasis on Randy Orton's part of that program. It would all be around.
Yeah. Well, and let's be fair, Randy's not exactly the strongest promo either. So it'd be
Cena? Cena would be one I just wouldn't be interested in
now,
anymore.
Joe Smith, that I agree with. I wouldn't mind another Orton Lesnar run. That would be all right with me.
Now with
Now,
Lesnar,
yes.
yeah.
Yes,
Sure.
yes. Especially if it were heel Orton now against babyface, this version of Lesnar would be fucking
Yes.
toot sweet. Because then you could get some of the more Orton doing the real dirty, dastardly heel shit to get away from Lesnar, dropping him randomly with the RKO.
Now, if we wanted to switch that and say what program would I really want to see?
Yeah.
After Mania's Raw?
Yeah.
Rhodes.
Orton and Rhodes absolutely has to
Now,
happen. They've
yeah.
got too much history.
After the legacy thing,
yeah.
you could
Way
play
too
it
much
up.
history.
Could really play it up.
Especially if you reached out to like DiBiase and brought him back for just like a limited thing.
Just to have somebody
I mean,
drop
you'd have
it.
to pay to get him out of prison, but
No, I believe he's out.
no, yes, I'm aware. I was referring to the legal troubles that he's facing for embezzling a bunch of money through a church.
Dude, he was the $1 Million Man's son. How do you think the $1 Million Man made his million? He's an embezzler. He's the one that kept Sheiky Baby on crack. None of this is accurate. None of this is accurate.
Just a Hoover.
He's just a schneef Hoover.
All right, so we've talked Raw, we've talked SmackDown, we've talked Dynamite. We've talked all the current events in wrestling outside of the big one for the day. I think it's time to go ahead and hit this nail with the proverbial hammer.
Now, I know we have a lot of fun on this channel.
And we're going to make this
And this
with
is
as much
this is
levity as possible.
specifically for the guy that likes to come in here and shoot off at the mouth. We're going to talk about something now that if you start to shoot in the chat, you will be banned from the chat.
Yeah, this one we want to give its appropriate.
Yes. And I know if you're a wrestling fan, you obviously have to be because you're not knowledgeable enough.
Yeah.
You know that this is not the part of the show to be carrying on with. Right on.
This guy.
Go ahead, my
gets
man.
it. We lost one of the most influential professional wrestlers to our industry for about 100 different reasons this past week. Number one, Scott Hall, when you talk about the business acumen that he applied to professional wrestling, his and Kevin Nash's departure from the WWF at the time to WCW introduced guaranteed money for all the boys at a time when guys were jumping ship and guys were going to greener pastures. The opportunity arose where they saw that they could get a guaranteed set amount of money for their time, and it changed the landscape of the business forever. Taking that into consideration, we all grew up with the Attitude Era.
Yes.
That is where every wrestling fan alive today who is older than 21, 22 got to experience some form or some part of the Attitude Era, whether or not it was in the latter part or for us, right when it started. We grew up with Stone Cold Steve Austin on the TV every Monday night. We grew up with Bill Goldberg on the TV every night. We grew up with the NWO on the TV every Monday night. Scott Hall inspired today's generation of professional wrestlers. And that is what, in the wrestling community especially, when someone who is influential passes away, we take it more personally than, say, people who were inspired to do something like a musician would because they grew up listening to the same CD and then, that lead guitarist passed away. That means something to them.
Yeah.
To us, we got into the business because of guys like Scott Hall, and specifically because of Scott Hall.
My first run in professional wrestling on the indies, I used the Razor's Edge as a finish.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so iconic because it had never really been mainstream, that kind of a finishing maneuver.
Yeah.
Also, Scott's body placement of a lot of the jobbers was always, is he going to drop him on his head this week? Is that going to happen?
Yeah.
Scott Hall was also very revolutionary in the way that he was the first one of the big names that you've seen on Monday Night Raw and everything every week that one of the jobbers actually beat him.
Yeah.
When the 1-2-3 Kid beat Razor Ramon, the 1-2-3 Kid was a no-name jabroni.
Yeah.
He was a guy that they had no stock in, he had no character, and Hall put him over.
Yeah.
Then you jump to WCW when he was told that he wasn't allowed to put Chris Jericho over, and he did anyway.
Yeah. Scott Hall definitely had his demons and his issues backstage, which we will talk about that as well, the politicking and the bullshit. But Scott Hall always primarily put the wrestling business at the forefront. And he made it a point to, even when he was, in the worst versions of his headspace, made it a point to always work as hard as he could. Would hit the gym after being up all night long, doing every various fucking drug with every various type of person, would still make the gym at 5 a.m. so he could hit the bus by 7. Like, the dude was all about the wrestling business. And yes, there are some definite blemishes as far as his road and how badly he fell to his demons and his vices. But when Scott Hall was on, there is zero people that could argue that Scott Hall didn't love the wrestling business, didn't put the wrestling business first, and didn't do everything in his fucking power to steal the show every single time.
Scott Hall is the epitome of the business part of the wrestling business.
Yep.
He fought for more money for the boys, guaranteed money.
Fought for better conditions for the boys in the WWF back whenever they were riding the separate buses and they couldn't get, what was it? They wanted a specific type of beer because it was low carb and because it fucked up the boys' bodies less.
Mm-hmm.
And they fought to get air conditioning on the buses. Like, he literally stood up for the locker room. And like to quote Kevin Nash, when they were pulled into the office and were asked to book the territory, all the guys that they shit on or all the guys who had heat with them, they always made sure those guys were put on the shows because of their drawing capability. You don't have to like somebody to work with them. I work with all kinds of fucking idiots at my job that I fucking hate, but I work with them. You cocksucker. But I work with them, and that's the point. Scott Hall was about the business, man. We don't have to go through this whole Rolodex here.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame with Scott Hall that he unfortunately falls in that class of professional wrestling that partied in excess.
Yeah.
That shortened their time on Earth. I mean, if you look at the crew that he run with, Kurt Hennig, Rick Rude.
Gone now.
I mean, the British Bulldog.
Gone now.
All these guys are gone now.
Yeah.
And Scott Hall should have been gone 10 years ago.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I love Scott Hall. Always have.
Yeah.
I like to make jokes about Scott Hall, but me and Hall have a lot of things in common.
Yeah. Me and Hall have a lot of things in common.
But it's weird to see him go.
It is. This one hits us really hard because, like, we were all there when Eddie passed away and when Benoit passed away. The tragedy, I should say. We were all there for Owen. This one hits differently. This one wasn't like a tragic accident.
Not enough people give DDP the credit that he deserves.
Not at all.
DDP gave Scott Hall that opportunity for 10 years of clean living to experience life.
Yeah.
Something
got to redeem himself a lot.
Got to redeem a lot of things. There's a lot of things you can only ask for forgiveness for. There's only a few things you can actually get forgiveness for.
Yeah.
And Diamond Dallas Page needs to be sang from the mountaintops because the man, what he's done for Jake, what he's done for Hall.
It's crazy to think that Jake outlived Scott Hall. Like, I know that's a morbid thought,
Scott Hall had a
thought.
slip and fell to break the hip in the first place.
And laid in his kitchen floor for like 2 days.
Yeah.
Because nobody was coming around like to check on him. His area was still pretty high COVID contact. So it's like he couldn't even get to his phone to call anybody.
But yeah, it was a slip and a fall. And then, of course, an unfortunate blood clot.
An undiagnosed blood clot that led to 3 heart attacks, which put him in the ICU.
Yeah. Now, here's the deal. Also, the fighting spirit of Scott Hall, the man was unplugged at 2:15.
It didn't go.
And didn't go until 6:45 that night.
Was it 6:45?
So
it was a long 3 count.
It really was.
Yeah.
It really was. There's a lot of falsies.
Yeah.
But I think that the wrestling business.
That's right.
The wrestling business is better because of the fact that Scott Hall was there.
Yep.
There's a story from Absolute Intense Wrestling.
Yeah.
About a story from Scott Hall that they wanted to share. I'm going to share it with you now, and I'm also going to say this is from their Facebook page. In February 2020, we had Scott Hall booked on a weekend loop split with another company. AIW students were responsible for driving him for the entire weekend. Scott Hall paid for every gallon of gas and every meal over 3 days. In parentheses, multiple people were in the car with him. Because he said this is what vets are supposed to do. Scott said Kurt Hennig taught him that you always take care of the young people on their way up because you never know who they will become when you're on your way back down. Yeah, they said that so many bad stories have been shared about Scott Hall over time that they felt that one needed.
And
I've read several.
We've all seen the bad stuff. We're not going to recant, all the shit.
The Jerry Springer show, where he
gave the belts to
gave the actual Intercontinental title to those two sick kids.
Yeah.
But you don't hear about that, and that's the sad part. You don't hear about the good.
Him stumbling to the ring on those indie shows, and
if you reach out there and pay attention, there's dozens of stories like that.
I've got a personal one
all
about
kinds
Scott
of
Hall.
indie guys that have ridden with him, and
We
they
did.
all said the same thing. He pays for everything.
He was there at RPW. God,
in Metropolis,
10 or 12 years ago.
I remember when he was there. It's him and Sid, right?
Yeah, him and Sid. And they're so fucking nice, so gracious, talk to everybody. Anyway, at the end, a wrestler that we had named Rockstar Cole James walked up to Sid and Scott as they were loading up the car and was like, I've been trying to work up the courage to ask you guys all night, can I get an autograph? And Sid Vicious was like, who fucking let this mark into the locker room? And Scott Hall, hey, brother, he's one of the boys. Cool hand Luke. Fucking got him. So, you know what I mean? Just like.
He never forgot that this is professional wrestling. It's supposed to be for the fans.
Yeah.
I said this the other day, and I'll say it again. When your buddy was sitting next to Hulk Hogan in Florida and didn't come up and talk to him, Hogan would have remembered me.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'd have had pictures. I'd have torn my shirt off. And here's the deal. Let one of those boys in the back talk shit about that, because here's the deal. You were a fan or you wouldn't fucking be here.
Yep, I agree.
The hierarchy of wrestlers and fans, there's no imaginary line there. Every boy in the back is a fan of professional wrestling or they wouldn't be there.
Should be.
When you're in the locker room, keep your shit together. But after the show, before the show,
you can be a fan. No one says, "Hey, my favorite band is Breaking Benjamin," and I went up and got his autograph, and they were like, "Fucking Mark."
Right.
You don't do that.
Right.
Or Nicolas Cage autograph or Wayne Gretzky autograph. It's the same thing in different sports, but it all means the same. You're a fan. Otherwise, life would be really fucking boring.
I completely agree. Let's talk a little bit. So, obviously, we've discussed how he passed
hold on.
away.
First off, I would like to thank the chat room for allowing us to
thank
do
you
that.
guys. We know this is a really somber part for the show, and we try not to do this a whole lot, but this one, like I said, is really important to us, especially. Sorry, I was MIA for a minute. I was having issues with my connection. Well, welcome back, Bethany.
Our connection is just fine.
So let's talk about some of our favorite Scott Hall matches, just to get them out there. Obviously, goes without saying, the ladder match is up there. Him and Sean.
Yeah, but
That's
not that ladder match.
No.
I like the second one.
The second one, yeah.
The one where they were told they couldn't use the ladder right before they went out, and they were like, how do you have a ladder match without a ladder?
I'll tell you what my personal favorite, one of my personal favorites is. Halloween Havoc.
I was just going to guess that.
Was it 96? 97.
That was 98.
Was it? Hold on. Let me look. I think it's 97. Because it's the same one where they brought back Warrior.
98.
Is it 98?
Yeah.
Halloween Havoc 98, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall.
Because the main event of that night was DDP and Goldberg.
Yes.
And it went off.
Actually, that card was booked. Like from top to bottom. Bret Hart versus Sting for the first time ever. Kevin Nash versus Scott Hall in a singles match.
Hogan and Warrior.
Hogan and Warrior. Fucking Owens does Hall. You know what? I completely agree. Awesome. Joe Smith the Don says, I hope Owens does Hall's stunner cell at Mania. That'd be nice.
It's definitely
good. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, where was I?
Luke actually mentioned that the other day.
Yeah.
He had one of the prettiest cells ever.
He opened up Raw, or Owens opened up his promo at Raw with Hey Yo. So that'd be totally appropriate.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the Scott Hall versus Kevin Nash. If you got the network, Peacock, or whatever the hell, find it on YouTube. One of my favorite matches.
If I had to grab a Hall match, it's not really talked about a lot, but the 1993 Royal Rumble where he challenged Bret.
I was just about to say 93 Bret.
That was his
So
very
good.
first big push as a heavyweight contender,
Yeah.
probably in Scott Hall's career to that point.
Yeah. We didn't really mention this. Scott Hall's been in every single major wrestling promotion, never held the world championship.
Correct.
Was never AWA champion, was never WWE champion,
Nope.
was never WCW champion, was never a champion in TNA, was never a champion overseas, and still made more money than God doing it. Yanni, yeah, would he tossed in a few sayings on Monday night? Yes, he did. It would be a good tribute. I hope we see several Hall tributes coming up. I'd like to see McIntyre.
It wouldn't surprise me much if Stone Cold didn't drop one at Mania.
Yeah.
Or Pat McAfee, for that matter.
Yeah, Matt McAfee hitting Theory with the razor's edge.
Oh, fucking
I'd be down
pop
with that.
bad for that.
I'll be down with that.
Of favorite Hall matches, one comes to mind as well, and that was the first Outsiders versus Steiner Brothers.
Steiner Brothers, yes.
Hall and Goldberg.
Hall and Goldberg. Hold on. It was Hall, Macho Man. It was a 6-man tag. Hall, Macho Man, and somebody else. It wasn't National. It wasn't Hogan. And they wrestled Sting, DDP, and Goldberg. But for the life of me, I can't remember the third man.
Jimmy King.
Jimmy King was not the third man.
Just Hall segments, the jackknife powerbomb on Eric Bischoff when he was trying to guess who the third man was.
Yeah.
They fucked him up.
Yeah.
Who I am,
We
but
don't know why we're here. Yep.
Perfect example.
And of course, the Eternal gets hit in the head with a fucking cup of beer and runs his hands through his fingers, just staring at the camera because he's the best.
There won't be another one like him.
No, there won't.
He touched a lot of young wrestling fans' hearts with a lot of things that he did. Him and the Kid were a good tag team.
Yeah. Once again, it's harder for wrestlers and wrestling fans who've been watching forever because it's like losing one of your heroes for real. I said this to Max earlier, if I could be a little personal. When I was a kid, I didn't have a lot of friends. Yeah. Still don't.
I really still don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
So while other kids were out playing with other kids, I would go to the video store and I would go to the section in the corner where the wrestling VHSs were.
Yeah.
And I would rent 6 at a time, and I would watch those wrestling pay-per-views over and over and over and over and over again because I'm a student of the game.
Yeah.
So when these older wrestlers pass away, it's like losing a friend.
Piece. Yeah, it's like losing a piece, man.
Because, I go back to all the things I remembered as a kid.
Yeah.
With this stuff. Like, there's not a pay-per-view for the WWE or WCW before 1997 that I couldn't tell you what the commentators were going to say word for word before they say it.
Right.
Because I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with professional wrestling. So to see somebody who was big in my childhood go, especially the way that it did, and then the fight after being unplugged, it's
yeah.
And of course, X-Pac getting on Twitter while everybody was saying rest in peace before the man was dead.
Yeah.
And being like, hey, I appreciate what you fans are doing, but it's hard to read these when my friend's still alive.
Yeah. And then Kevin Nash's heartfelt post about it, just, talking about how he had his best friend and, now his best friend's not going to be around anymore. And
it was Stone Cold and The Rock versus Hogan, Nash, and Hall on Monday Night Raw is the match you're thinking of.
To make it on a personal thing, I almost died twice this year alone. So it's like reading that put me in the mind of one of these guys could have wrote that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, that's why it. That's why it hits me so hard. I think, other than the fact that I'm a lover of professional wrestling and just somebody really important to us. Just as fans,
makes you think about mortality.
Yeah,
it really does.
Sucks. It really does. But that being said, all of that sad stuff aside, Scott Hall was absolutely one of our heroes, and I guess for posterity's sake, and just to close this bit up, so we can get back to some of the happy stuff. Hard work pays off, and dreams come true. Bad times don't last. But bad guys do. Rest in peace, Scott Hall.
Yeah.
That being said,
I think it's that time.
I think it's time to brighten this show back up. think it's time for our favorite segment, which Luke is going to get his ass kicked this week.
Not this week, bitch.
It's time for birthdays.
Bullshit.
Max, take it away.
All right. Let's see what's Bethany say there.
Praising God that you're okay, Caleb. I appreciate that.
He ain't never been okay.
But I'm alive.
Above mediocre, but never
That's
okay.
right. Fuck you. Your mom will like it.
We're going to start
I'm
out
gonna tell.
with tomorrow. We have it's Sting.
Sting is
56 years old.
no. Sting is 64 years old.
Sting is 63. Luke wins.
Damn! I was one off.
Woo!
Nicely done. How the fuck did I get Sting's?
Right? I was just thinking
That's
that.
crap.
I don't know. He shares his birthday with Homicide.
Ooh.
44.
Definitely in his 40s. I was going to say 45.
44.
45.
Oh, bitch! Get out the way.
All right.
Fuck you and your Bruno Mars haircut.
On the 21st.
Can't say much. My Killian Dane looking ass.
That's right.
We will remember
That's right.
Chris Candido, 1972 to 2005.
Actually, I have a story about that. Me and Caleb, the
Wait
first
a
time.
second. Wait a second. What date?
Hmm?
What date?
Did he die?
1972 2005.
What date did he pass away? Do you have it on there?
No.
Okay.
April
Hold on. I'll tell you. Go ahead.
9th. So it's the day before we seen him on April 10th, I believe. Me and this man met.
Yeah.
The day that Chris Candido was supposed to wrestle in Heron, Illinois. And when we got there, that's when we had found out the news that he had died the night before and wouldn't be wrestling.
He was April 1st, actually.
First,
would
yeah.
be the would be so he passed away the night
like our
before.
birthday.
So
Yeah.
wow, we're almost coming up on what 17 years this year.
Yep.
Yeah, we met. It was supposed to be him and Jerry Lynn, and they replaced him with Danny Daniels.
Yeah.
And if you were watching, this is how far you go back. If you remember the old days of TNA, this was before they ever got to Spike TV when they were still on FS1. There was a second show called TNA Explosion,
Yes.
which was like the Velocity version, which was an hour recap, but they would do one or two like matches on it. The last match that Chris Candido had was against Sonny Siaki.
Yeah, in which he broke
You're
his,
welcome,
he
America.
broke his ankle, had surgery, and a blood clot killed him.
All right.
That's how that
Yep.
went down. We were tied 1-1, correct?
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Right.
Also on the 21st is Killer Kelly
Who?
Killer Kelly.
from not TNA, NXT, I think.
Yeah, Killer Kelly. I know who you're
I don't
talking
have a fucking clue. who
about.
Killer Kelly is.
27.
Not familiar with her myself.
28.
How about 30?
Oh, take it.
Yeah, she's on the UK brand.
Oh, okay. That's why.
Mhm.
Okay. How about on the 24th, we'll have Jack Swagger.
Jack Swagger is 39?
37.
Jack Swagger is going to be 40.
You're welcome. Bitch.
That went to who?
That meant to me, boy.
That's what I thought.
Shut up, officer.
Jack Swagger shares his birthday with several people, starting with The Undertaker, the dead man himself.
The Undertaker is 62 years old.
Undertaker is 59.
The Undertaker is 57 years dead.
57. Wow. I was 5 years off. It's crazy.
First you didn't get fucking Sting.
And
then
now
you
I didn't get Taker. Maybe I am drunk.
Are we sure we're awake right now?
Yeah, right?
See, also on the 24th, we have Christopher Daniels,
52.
50 even.
52.
That one I knew.
I knew he was over 50.
How about also on the 24th, Barry Horowitz.
Barry Horowitz still alive?
78 years old.
No, maybe not that old. I'm thinking 73.
How about 63?
63. Okay.
Also on the 24th will be Epico Cologne.
Ooh. 38.
He's the youngest. I'm going to say 37.
40.
I'll take it.
5-1.
You're getting spanked today, bitch.
Last one for the 24th, Lacey Evans.
33.
34.
32, no point.
Damn.
Actually, that's my last wrestling birthday.
Sucker. Do it.
But we have a big list of celebrity birthdays.
All right, let's hear it.
And then I found some more headlines that we're going to go through.
Great.
Right. All right.
All right. So let's go back to the 19th. Today, I believe, right? Or yesterday.
Yesterday.
It's yesterday.
Bruce Willis and Glenn Close. So that's my recap from. I actually covered those last week on X-Men.
Okay.
But yeah, Bruce Willis turned 67, and Glenn Close turned 75.
75.
Yeah.
Happy birthdays to them. Those two, I love them. So,
What was the surprise character that Glenn Close played in Hook?
The
Yeah, the move on.
Not the move on.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's
Glenn
right.
Close.
I forgot about that. All right. So about
And then he'll die.
today, director Spike Lee.
Spike Lee's old ass.
64.
68.
65. Point Caleb.
Fuck you.
Bet you wish I was drinking now, don't you,
also today,
motherfucker?
You've just been practicing.
we remember William Hurt, 1950 to 2000 to 2022.
Yeah,
I
just a
didn't
week
actually
ago.
know that he had passed. I guess I missed
About
it.
a week ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Also,
Actually, he died the same day Scott Hall
Scott
died.
Hall died, yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Mhm.
Yep.
Also, Carl Reiner, 1922 to 2020.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Mhm.
98 years old.
And tomorrow we have birthdays. We have Scott Eastwood.
Is that Clint Eastwood's son?
Yes.
38 years old.
40.
35. No point.
Damn.
Rest
Must
in
suck to be
peace,
so bad at
Thunderbolt
this, huh?
Ross.
Who?
I don't know. This was
Thunderbolt Ross.
I don't know who that is.
Well, he's Indian, obviously. Thunderbolt being a name. Dances with Wolves.
That was-
He's passed away, though,
I
hasn't he?
don't know. I don't know. How old did you guess for Scott Eastwood? Did we-
I said
Yeah, we
we
already
made
did
no
that.
point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no point.
How about Gary Oldman?
73.
74.
How about 64?
Damn. I've got Calvin on ice for
Okay.
Caleb. I got one for you. No. I got beer in there. I'm not drinking for a little while.
All right. How about
Besides, you keep your fucking Canadian beer.
You send them to me because I am drinking for a while.
how about Timothy Dalton?
Timothy Dalton,
Timothy
007.
See, I think of him. Actually, I think of always think back to the Rocketeer. He's
Yeah.
the bad guy in the Rocketeer.
Yeah.
He was the bad guy in the Rocketeer.
That's what I always think of. That's the guy from the Rocketeer.
He's got to be in the 70s.
73.
74.
Well, 76. Point Caleb. You're on a roll, man.
Bam! Price is right at that ass.
Fuck you.
We got 9 or 10 more, so you got a chance to catch up.
No, he
Yay!
doesn't. No, he
I'm
doesn't.
so excited to lose 10 more in a row. Let's do this.
Actually, you might know this one. How about Ferris Bueller himself, Matthew Broderick?
54.
No. 56.
60.
Yes!
More by
Yes! That's 2 feet.
Yes.
Yes!
Yes.
I think Caleb.
I'm going to run victory lap.
I know you like to be a dick sometimes, so if you feel like you need to rant on this
Uh-huh.
one, go ahead.
Hold on. It's American bourbon. I'm interested. Fuck him.
No, I am.
Miss Rosie O'Donnell.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to have a lot of fun right now.
Fuck that bitch.
62.
I actually don't hate Rosie O'Donnell. I just wish that she would deplatform herself when she's speaking about matters that she is
and take
wholly,
the corn dogs out of her mouth while
wholly
she's trying to talk.
incapable and completely uneducated on.
62.
Older, 63.
How about an even 60?
Damn.
No point?
No point.
No point.
You just wear a bug on the side of your face.
On the 22nd, we have a beautiful Miss Reese Witherspoon.
Greasy Reese.
Fucking bitch.
46.
45.
46.
Damn it! It's your fucking love of rom-coms coming back to get me.
You know me. I just
Thank you, brother.
got to sit down and watch a good old rom.
Hold on. I got to give him the Pro Wrestling Throwdown. Okay, we're good.
How about William Shatner?
74.
He's 75.
He's 91.
William Shatner's 91
Yes!
fucking years old.
He will be.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, what?
Did you know that?
Suck
he's
it,
got-
It's still 8-3. Hold your horses there.
Hey, I got 3. I don't care. It's not a shutout.
How about
If I didn't do everything half-assed, I'd never get done.
Fucking dramatic.
Caleb, you all right?
Yes.
I forgot the punchline, but your mother's a whore.
I heart boobies.
Okay. How about the
Turd
23rd?
Ferguson. Sorry.
23rd, we have Richard Grieco
From
Night
21
of
Jump
Roxbury.
Street.
from the Night of Roxbury.
One more time with the name.
Richard Greco.
Richard Grieco. Greco.
69 years old.
70 years old.
How about 57?
Damn.
No points.
You look old for your age.
He does, actually. That was one thing I noticed. He looks really old for his age.
Do you like Coke in the 80s?
Yeah.
80s
All
Coke
those
was different kind of
All
Coke.
those nights out at the Roxbury.
80s Coke can hit you hard. I'll take 8 tit.
How about
Having 8 tits? Nice.
That's another
how
reference.
about on the
Saturday Night Live.
24th?
I
we
know
remember
that.
The
Just let me know.
always hilarious Louis Anderson.
Hold on. Saturday Night Live was mine first, bitch. All right. Was invented while I was alive. Thank you.
You're still alive. You fucking idiot.
All right. Bulletproof. All right.
That's right.
Well, who was it?
On the 24th, we remember the always hilarious Louis Anderson.
Louis Anderson.
Just recently passed,
Fucking love
1953 to
Louis
2022.
I get to make the fries, and if I do a good job, I move into
Do
burgers.
burgers.
Yeah.
On the 25th, we remember the always amazing Aretha Franklin.
Yes.
Show some respect.
The Queen of Soul.
When you say Aretha Franklin, you put some fucking respect on the end.
RESP.
1942,
You know the rest.
2018.
Respect.
Respect.
RESPECK.
Sharing,
Respect.
having the honor of sharing her birthday is the always wonderful Elton John.
Elton
Sir Elton,
Sir Elton John.
I
83
apologize.
years old.
John. 79 years old.
75.
Damn! It's all right.
What'd you say, Luke?
I said 83.
Okay, that's what I thought you said. No point.
No, wait. No, I said 79, right?
Yeah, no point.
Yeah, we both went over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind. I got
That's why
very
I
confused.
said no point.
Yep, you're right. You're
So I
right.
say it again,
I
no
said,
point.
right. I haven't thrown anything on camera in a while.
I've got water.
All
I
right,
used all of
yeah.
my ice.
What the fuck, man? Could have used that ice.
We have 4 more.
What's the score? Just so
Dude,
everyone
we don't
knows.
need to go back over
What's the score?
history.
What's the score?
It's 8-3.
Okay, thank you.
How many more we got?
4. You can literally get all of these right and I'll still win.
If I get all these right, I win.
Is that a deal?
No.
Come on, man. At least let me tie.
If you get all 4 of them right, I'll let you tie.
Okay.
All right.
The
All
gentleman's
right.
bet.
Gentlemen's
We're going to
bet.
start with Alan Arkin.
Who?
Mash.
That's Alan Alda.
Oh.
Have you seen? Have you watched?
You
He's
fucking-
been in all kinds of shit. But have you seen Spencer Confidential
No.
with Mark Wahlberg?
Not even close, no.
Oh, yes. The old guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I know who you're talking about. It's the coach from, remember the Stallone boxing movie he did with De Niro?
Yeah.
It's the guy who's coaching Stallone.
I hear good things.
Yes,
That
that
guy.
guy.
Okay. Yeah.
God, 75.
76.
88.
Oh, shit.
One.
There's one.
It's one.
Let's get all 3.
All right.
Fuck up the 4th one.
How about James Caan.
Oh. You know James Caan's Jewish. Courtesy of an Adam Sandler song. I knew that.
He reconverted.
Kirk Douglas, James Conway, dinosaur. Guess who eats the cat?
Go ahead, shoot.
No, because you're just gonna price this right.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
James Caan, I don't know. He's got to be in his 70s, probably. 72.
73.
88.
Are you fucking kidding
No,
me?
he's actually 82.
I still got it.
I see how
It's
this-
two.
I see how this is gonna go.
Go ahead, baby.
All right. 2 left. First one's going to be Martin Short.
Oh, shit.
Ooh. 60s for sure. 65.
66.
72.
Motherfucker. If you
The
get
price
this
is
one-
wrong, bitch.
All right, you have to lose this one now. You have to
All
get
right.
this one wrong. Otherwise, we're tied up, and I hate ties.
Miss Diana Ross.
Oh, fuck. I don't have
Oh,
a clue. what
holy
Diana Ross
shit.
is. 70?
Just to do it, 71.
78.
Motherfucker. Well, you got to find one more because we have a tiebreaker.
Did I earn a tiebreaker?
I
Right.
think so. Hey, I gave you the courtesy of tying up. You can at least give me the courtesy of tiebreaker.
Agreed.
However, let the record state that he would have never beat me if I hadn't allowed that.
Well, you know,
Guess
shit
who
happens.
eats the Carnegie Bell?
Bowser from Shadownon and Arthur Fonzarelli. We don't own the rights to that song.
We do not. Adam Sandler don't sue.
Also, kids don't smoke.
Forever be known as the guys who fucking lost to Adam Sandler.
Why did you guys get demonetized, Adam Sandler?
Adam Sandler sued us.
Fuck. Fuck Adam Sandler.
He took my chihuahua and renamed her Chris.
It was just a random one I came across.
All right.
Real quick. How old is Lady Gaga?
Right now,
35.
30. Hold on. Lady Gaga
Birthday's
is.
on the 28th.
So she'll be. How old is she now, or how old is she going to be on her birthday? We need to make that distinction.
Hang on. Let me-
Only reason I asked that is because I want you to make an appropriate
Yeah,
guess.
that's
And if
fair.
we're talking about how old she is right now, it isn't her birthday
That's
yet.
fair. That's a good point.
There it goes.
Just type her name in.
That's what I did. But
To the Google.
it took time to load.
Hey, yo.
All right.
So how old is she now? Right?
Or how old will she be on her birthday?
How old will she be?
She'll be 36.
She will be 37 years old.
She will be 36 years old.
Ha ha! Eat my dust! I am the king of all things!
Nibble grab!
I have never had a more satisfying victory than I just had.
Especially with Lady Gaga and motherfucking people.
I am the smartest man alive! That's right. I thought you were gonna hit that Easter.
Did you think I ended the stream? Never met us. Thank you. Caitlin, I appreciate that. Never met a winner that wasn't a sore loser. Ain't that some shit? Listen to him. He's happy with himself.
I'm so
No. Hold on. But in all seriousness, Yeah, hold on.
Don't
make
you
me laugh.
fucking do it.
In all
Don't you fucking
seriousness,
do it.
all
Don't
seriousness,
do it.
go fuck yourself. Okay?
Never mind. I thought you were gonna do Dusty Rhodes thing.
Second only. Someone get him some air. It says. Maxie needs a jump start, man.
Okay, let's.
Oh my God.
Caleb gathers himself. A
I
little
am
bit.
so
It's gonna
sorry.
take a while.
So look, I know you got a bunch of cats. Caleb,
do.
I know you got a cat.
I do.
For all you other cat people out there, there is now. I don't think it's available in the U.S. I couldn't find it on my phone. I tried to look it up, but apparently there is now an app that you can download on your phone that will work like
Delivers pussy to your house?
like
Yeah, it's called Tinder.
Snapchat reads your face with all the facial features and stuff. It'll read your your cat and tell you if your cat is happy or not.
I never thought I'd ever need something like that in my life.
You know how I know if my cat is happy or not? Hey, fucker, you happy?
Is it breathing still? It's happy.
You eating that food I paid for?
Put some food in my motherfucking bowl.
You shitting in that box that I paid for?
No, we all know it's just on the floor just piss you off.
That's the dog. Oh my God.
So there some headlines here that I got.
So you're gonna preface it this real quick. Every headline that you're gonna get right now is a legitimate headline ripped from the news.
Yes.
We're not gonna. He's not gonna elaborate on what the story was about. We're gonna come up with that story on our own.
Might not even tell you where it happened or whatever. Just these are real
Pretty
headlines.
sure whatever
that I
it is,
looked
we'll
up.
figure out what state it come from.
And I believe
Just
all
saying.
of these are at least within the
Denial.
last week.
All right, let's hear it.
Shoot.
So we're gonna start
Florida man
with,
skater.
Some walking around money.
this one kind of scared me a little bit. Wild eastern indigo snake found in Alabama. Second time in 2 years.
The same snake. Well, I thought I got rid of that son of a bitch last year. He enjoys the weather here.
It's not a migrating species. It's just the one snake that keeps popping
He's
up.
just like, hey, what's up, bitches? I'm back. Put some food in my motherfucking bowl. Sorry.
It keeps getting found by the same guy.
Right?
Like every time he moves,
Like,
the
I'm
fucking
pretty
thing
sure
just
that's a
pops up.
different snake. Nope.
Oh
Nope,
my
same
God.
snake.
Oh.
That was a good one.
Ooh.
Next, we have a rather weighty case. Man charged with theft of 70-ton crane.
One more time.
Man charged with theft of 70-ton crane.
What do you get away
It
with?
was a
it?
rather weighty crane. Case.
I think you could just hook that up to a winch and drag it.
How do you get through the overpass though?
That's the power of Ford F-150.
That's terrible.
70-ton crane.
I was pretty good at the crane game, but I don't know.
I have two more for today. I'm gonna go with this is out in California. Bears plural.
As in more than one.
Is it more than
Is it
one?
numerous
Not
amounts?
For all you little
possessional.
fans.
Gotcha.
At least more than one.
Bears open car door while man is eating sandwich.
That's obviously happened to Jellystone.
Because they needed to find the picnic basket.
That's obviously happened to Jellystone, man.
That was too easy.
Hey, here's the deal. When they tell you not to feed the bears like, fuck it, we'll feed ourselves. And we'll have a sandwich.
Ranger Rick was too busy doing coke and banging hookers.
That good 80s coke was on that earlier.
And them good 80s hookers. Them Julia Roberts hookers.
In all seriousness, we are just reading these for the comedy of it. No, we sincerely hope that nobody was hurt. It's for the hilarity.
Also, don't do
the
cocaine
headlines.
with bears.
Yeah.
Don't
Not a
fuck
good
with
idea.
bears.
First off, don't eat a sub sandwich that close to a bear to begin with. You're asking for it. Get it in a tree like everybody else.
Now, this
I
last
thought he was
one-
going to be like Brian Urlacher busting through the fucking window. Here it comes. It just wanted to know if the guy had any Grey Poupon. That's all it wanted to know.
Oh my God.
this last
Brian
headline.
Urlacher opened the door and punched me. Motherfucker ran off with my nose. Kurt Warner was there. We don't know what was going on.
He was bagging groceries at the Piggly Wiggly. Fuck Kurt Warner.
Oh my god.
It's the last one.
All right. Serious,
Right.
serious
Just kinda
now.
stopped me in my
Serious.
tracks, and I just put down my phone. I said, "That's it."
Okay, hold on. So he saw all these headlines.
And this is the
You know,
one.
This is the one.
It wasn't the bear mugging
how
someone from
you're
the picture
scrolling
that's
through Facebook and you see something and you go, that's it. I can't take anymore. You just put your phone down.
Yeah.
It's kind of what happened here. It's a real headline, though.
Yeah, it wasn't the northern white basilisk that ate that fucking guy in Idaho.
Dolphins deliberately get high.
Hold on.
Oh
hold
my
on,
God.
Hold on. Guys, can you ring Sami Zayn live on the show?
Find me the number and I will do it as soon as we get
Oh,
to
I
this
would love
headline.
to.
Find me the number. That is your job. I will call him right the fuck now.
Let me read that again because it's kind of related to Sami
Also,
Zayn.
I don't know if that is Coach because he said ring.
Dolphins
That's the proper way.
deliberately get high on pufferfish.
Yes. That one I already knew.
Why
One
am
more
I
time.
not surprised?
One more time.
Dolphins use
Dolphins
the
deliberately
toxin,
get high on pufferfish.
the defensive toxin that
And of
pufferfish
course,
excrete.
you have a legit answer.
Yeah.
Right.
The defensive toxin that pufferfish excrete, dolphins will then force them to inflate and inhale it so they can get high. Leopards do the same thing with fermented fruit.
I
as
was
so do
just
elephants.
going to say that the reason they use pufferfish is because they can't strike a lighter underwater.
No more spoons.
No more spoons
All right,
for
hold
you.
on. Let me find this fucking Sami Zayn phone number.
We're going to call Sami Zayn live on the
Let's see
air.
what happens. Maybe he'll answer.
When it goes to a machine or something, we're just going to go, hi, we're Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to Jackass.
Yes. Yes, we are. All right, hold on. Here's the
We're going to find this number.
okay, write this down on your phone and then we'll call him from mine.
All right. Max got a pen. Write it down, my man.
Yeah, here.
Go for it.
It's 407-574-1532.
Did you hear that, America?
532.
1532.
Did you hear that, world? We just gave his phone number away again.
1532, right?
Yep.
All right. Calling Sami Zayn on speaker.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been
Okay, hold on. Because I've got to find this fucking thing now. There's no way that phone number was disconnected. 2
Try
days ago.
one before the 407.
All right, we'll try that, and then we'll look and see if we can. While I'm looking for this, see if you can't find that original picture of him flying over the thing.
All right. Hang tight, everybody. This is going to be worth it, I promise you. Because why not?
We don't have anything else to do today.
Here we go. Semi.
All right, we'll try this one now. Down to 1. Okay, that one's been disconnected. Hold on here. I know where to find it. By God, I know where to find it.
Phone number. Here it is. Here we go. Verizon Internet sucks. Unless they want to be a fucking host of our show, then we'll go with that. Here we go.
Where is it?
407
407, yeah.
574
574.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
That's what you told me.
Well, I wrote 571 apparently. All right, what is it now?
1407
1407
574
1532.
Yep.
Okay, let's try it.
Hey, you've reached Sami Zayn. I'm not available to answer the phone right now, so please leave a message at the tone, and I'll be sure to get to you as soon as I can. Bye.
Sorry, mailbox is full.
Man! Rotten sons of bitches. That's all right, because now I've got that number, and there's all kinds of shit that I can do with it. So, did I ever tell you these
Should
things?
we text it? Can you text the number?
I absolutely can.
Be sure to hawk the fucking YouTube on there. Speaking of which, if you want to help with Pro Wrestling Throwdown, you can get a hold of us on Facebook, facebook.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown. You can join us on Twitter at Pro Wrestling TD. You can also send us an email at prowrestlingthrowdown@gmail.com. Also, you can find us pretty much anywhere. We really don't do much. We just sit here and make fun of people. And he's texting Sami Zayn live, just so you know. We'll
Check us
show
out
you.
at Pro Wrestling Throwdown on YouTube. We shouted you out on the show today, and the viewers during our live suggested we call. If you don't watch our show, I was going to say if you don't watch our show, I'm going to shoot the dog, but I don't think you'd understand that joke.
No, he wouldn't get that.
If you don't watch our show, I'm going to tell everybody.
That you're El Generico.
Hold on. Everybody, what you did.
Totally looking for sponsors,
You
Johnny.
don't
Totally
watch the
looking.
show. Your mom said you're grounded.
Battle Los Angeles in the bathroom with Cesaro. Wait, with Claudio in 2011.
Do you want us to text and call you live on the show?
We're running out of time.
We could do that.
We can. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning
Always
in
looking for
today.
answers, right?
We
Yeah.
certainly appreciate everybody hanging tight with us. Thank you guys so much for enduring our portion of the show that wasn't as upbeat. We promise, hopefully, knock on wood, we don't have to do another one of those for a little while. Be sure to check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown. Follow us on Twitter at Pro Wrestling TD. Send us an email at prowrestlingthrowdown@gmail.com. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, recommend us to your friends. And from us to you, as always, keep it in the ring.
But no, seriously, that's why they do that with the pufferfish, because they can't light.
Yeah, they hit it with the tip of their nose.
You can't light a bong underwater.